everybody.
Welcome to the Northside ISD Tech Services podcast. Once again, my name's Jose Benavides. I'm the host of the podcast, and I finally got myself a guest, Marina Wallace. I'll let you introduce yourself, but this episode is going to be entitled Help Desk 101, as you can tell from the music. That's probably what a lot of you guys are feeling like right before you dial that number, 77700.
That's it.
Correct? Awesome. I still remember. This is the leader of that fearless group. And so go ahead if you can introduce yourself and to the Northside family and just give a brief history of your career.
I am Marina Wallace. I am the help desk supervisor, and I am so proud to lead this wonderful, dynamic team. And then I moved over to tech services, and my world changed.
Yeah.
Yes, I really knew that I loved IT to begin with, but I have really grown here and enjoyed being here. And the latest adventure, as I call it, has been in the help desk, and it's been a wonderful opportunity. I love what I do.
Yeah, it's like learning a new language, almost if you come from a non-IT background and then coming into the technology realm.
Yes.
It's almost like learning a new language. When people call on the phone, and I think that's one of the things we shared with our groups is, you have to remember that they don't use the terms that we use, right? And they don't know the language we know just off the top of our heads.
Right.
And so that's awesome. How many people do you have at the help desk?
We currently have 7 agents, and I think our staff has also added by student support.
Okay.
We have a student support team that I think I currently have about 5. We don't have a lot of inquiries on the student support. So we're doing a lot of cross-training, which helps us out because we only do have 7 agents. And when those calls start coming in, they start coming in.
Yeah.
And so in order to be able to help our customers that are calling, we need those backups to pick up on those calls. The workload is there, and it depends on the calls that we get because some calls may require, a simple reset of a password. So it's a short call, but then some calls require a total remoting into the computer, walking people through, maybe a software install. And so those may take 30 minutes. And if we have enough staff, we can actually take care of those things and be a first call resolution.
Right. Yeah. Because right now, as it is, if you're looking at the queue and there are 12 people waiting in line and they've been waiting for quite some time, your staff has to balance that, right?
Correct.
Can I support this person that needs 30 minutes of support? Or do I have to send this on to a technician? Even though I could fix it, but it's going to take me 30 minutes. It's going to take longer for me to get to the next person on the phone. Yeah. And customer service is paramount, right? So let's just, can you walk our folks through a day at the help desk, starting at the beginning? What time does the help desk open up?
Typically, 6:30 is when the help desk starts in for the cafeteria.
Right.
Extends over till 5. Of course, if we get a call right at 4:59 or right at 5 o'clock, we're going to take that call.
Yeah, that service is something that, we've always, tried to maintain and you're doing an excellent job at that. Our staff members and our students are our customers and we treat them like that. 4:59 and you need help, you got me, right? 5:01 and we shut down, I'm sorry, right? We have to have our hours of operation. So the 6:30 line is open from, it starts at 6:30 for the cafeteria. That's a separate line that they call, right? So if somebody tries to call 77700 at 6:30, they won't get an open line yet.
They may get an open line, but they may not get their call addressed as quickly.
Got you.
And again, it depends on the number of calls that are coming in. We do have an agent that comes in at 7, and then I have another one scheduled in at 7:30, and then the rest of the crew comes in at 8 to 5. So we've staggered those schedules to have that coverage. Typically, on a normal, whatever a normal day would be at help desk, right? Because it varies. I mean, some days, you could come in, it could just a few minimal calls and everything's nice and quiet, but then all of a sudden it could just change.
Yeah, and it's always those days you think it's going to be a good day today.
Right, yeah.
And you just never know if there's a storm and it takes down a data center, right? And taking down a data center doesn't sound like a whole lot to some people, but that is network connection to our campuses a lot of times. That is access to files and stuff like that. So if a storm hits and takes those things down, guess who they're calling to find out what is going on?
Help. I need somebody.
Exactly.
Help.
I'm just going to cue that music in right there.
I love it.
And so I think that, working at the help desk, you gain an appreciation for the volume of calls that come in, for the types of calls that come in. Once you think that you know it all, that you've seen every call under the moon, there's one that comes in that's just like, whoa.
And that was probably one of the biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I brought that up for me because coming in and trying to think that I could learn everything or think that there's a beginning and an end to learning. I had to really let go of that because it's very true. You're going to get a completely different call left to right. And so the staff also has to learn how to pivot.
Right.
Good example of, okay, the data center comes down or goes down. So we have a certain set of calls, but then on the other spectrum, printers or the projector doesn't work, or I need a port activated, or, it's just a wide range of calls that we get. So they need to know a little bit about everything.
Yeah.
Not necessarily experts on everything, but they really have a lot of critical thinking that they have to go from one spectrum to the other.
Yeah. And from 1 minute to the next, right? Correct. You finish that call and you're like, I solved that problem. Or, okay, I got it to the right person. Yep. You can breathe. Nope. That next call comes in and it could be something just as challenging, something easy, but you still have to shift your mind to that next thing that you're thinking about. And the help desk has to essentially become an expert on the verbiage and all of these things about Wi-Fi, about printers, about software installs, about phones. All of these things y'all need to be
applications, and what applications do we support, and what applications are within our own portal. And I do have to say, most of the calls that we get with our staff calling in, they've been very gracious. And so one of the things that I've also tried to focus on again with our staff is that customer service, right? Also put themselves in the staff's situation. Right.
Yeah.
And we hear it, right? We hear some of the kindergarten teachers call and they've got 30 screaming kids and they're trying to get some technology fixed for them, right? And so we understand that urgency of it. We also understand their frustration as well. And so we try to make them feel at ease as much as possible for that. Yeah.
So speaking to that newness of learning something new and speaking about the portal and icons and things like that, there were a few additional icons, at least one additional icon for our staff members, and that was Easy Vista.
That was Easy Vista. And I do have to say we've put in some work, a lot of work, a lot of thought process, and there's still more to be done to that. But I think it's a great system. I think it's made the job for at least the agents a little bit easier. The flexibility to try to put in some of the information a lot quicker.
Right.
To try to help our customers. Yeah. It's been a big change from the previous system that we had. Yeah. We are able to pull metrics and things of that nature. And once we get even a better handle on some of the things that we have to additionally implement, I think it's just going to get better and better. One of the things I do like about Easy Vista is it's easy for users or customers just to go in and do a self-service ticket. And we've actually seen a bigger intake, on the self-service ticket for them to just be able to go in there, look for what it is that they need help with. We tried to simplify it as much as possible, make it minimal questions as possible, but also needing the information that we need. And then the ticket automatically is getting routed to the place where it needs to be routed to.
Yeah, that's a big one. Automation, right? A lot of our processes now in our work orders are becoming automated. And you just spoke to that. And I think that's something in the background that probably the users can't see. but that we're working really hard, and you all are working really hard, especially. It's great to see that. How is the feedback looking from the outside world? Were they patient with you all as we went through this transition?
Very much so. For the most part, I think we didn't actually have to do a whole lot of training on the self-service.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy to walk through once we just advised folks that, the heat ticketing system is now going to be replaced by the Easy Vista.
Right.
Go to the icon, and it was set up to a way where it was pretty much self-explanatory.
Mm-hmm.
We're also working on getting some more or additional knowledge articles so that folks can have that own self-resolution if we're not available, right? After 5:30, you need help. Who do I call? Well, I can't call the help desk. They're closed. But we're adding additional articles in there where there's simple fixes where folks can do that themselves.
Yeah.
And then they have that at their fingertips, right?
Yeah.
And they can share that, or they know where to go to get certain things done for themselves. Of course, we will always still be here.
Right.
And we'll be happy to be here. But I really have enjoyed working with Easy Vista. There's more to come. There's probably more additions to the modules to be able to explore with that. But I think it's just only going to get better and better.
Marina, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jose. Shout out to Jose. Shout out to Alexter. My team in general. Again, I feel like it's been a privilege to lead them.
Yes.
I've also learned a lot from them. So very much teamwork, because that's the only way we can get things done.
Yeah, that's it. 100% appreciate you, Marina. You're an excellent team player. Thank you for being my first guest on the podcast.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. I'm going to bring your team in now. Thank you.
Thank you.